Hi everyone, welcome to my last weekly kind of recap of Big Brother Canada Season 3 before obviously we get into the finale on Wednesday night, which I'm super excited for. Earliest I will have my finale recap, reaction, everything video up will likely be Friday since I won't be back here until Friday unless I come back Thursday. But anyways, so yeah, sorry. Anyways, so just gonna quickly recap last week's double eviction craziness and all of that and what have you. But briefly, I just wanted to touch on how I sort of felt bad for when Ashley had her HOH, and then, I was obviously super excited that Brittany got the secret power since I voted for her and Sarah and everything, but it kind of made Ashley's HOH a waste. And then not only that, but Ashley also wasn't able to compete in the next HOH competition. So then, Sarah ended up winning it anyways, and it wasn't Brittany, but still, I felt bad that, Ashley's HOH, she didn't get rid of, either Brittany or Sarah who she wanted to. And then her, two closest allies ended up leaving the following week after that. So it was just like, I'm sure, like, it obviously wasn't the best thing for her game for Bruno to leave, but I mean, it obviously wasn't the worst thing, but then the worst stuff ended up happening after that, and she wasn't even able to compete in that HOH comp, which I really felt was a little bit unfair. I mean, I know a lot of Big Brother is unfair, and it's equally unfair to everybody, but it sort of did bum me out a little bit, so I just wanted to point that out. Also, before I get into this week, just wanted to quickly mention that on Friday, I was in another Rob Has a Podcast. This time, it was on Friday, and I will link it down below for you in case you're interested and want to watch it. I had a lot of fun. There was fellow Life Case on it. Taryn was in it, as well as obviously Rob, and we had special guest, Spencer Clausen from Big Brother Season 15. It was really interesting for me since he was not one of my favorite people of that season. I mean, not that there really was that many favorite people of that season, to be honest, but, so yeah, it was a little bit interesting just because of the fact that while I didn't really get Spencer's game in the house and didn't really understand what he was doing, what he wasn't doing, whatever, it was interesting to know that he has a lot of interesting perspectives and very valid, interesting opinions about the game. There are a few of them are a bit differing from mine, which I totally welcomed. It was totally interesting to see someone else's sort of, game perspective and not just my own, and people that generally have the same sort of thought processes that I do. So it was really interesting to kind of see where he was coming from, what he thought about it. So you should definitely check that out, even if you're not a big fan of him like I wasn't. But he honestly does know a lot about Big Brother and has some really good insight into everything about it. So I'll link that down below in case you want to watch. Okay, anyway, so just quickly recap last week and then get into sort of my finale. Predictions, thoughts, wants, the whole shabam. Okay. So we had Sarah as the HOH, and then she nominated Ashley and Zach for eviction, which obviously made sense. You want to split up the showmance and part of the diaper, I hate saying that, the diaper alliance remaining people, which are 3 of them strong. So she nominates Ashley and Zach. Ashley wins POV and obviously uses the POV to take off herself, which is good. I was so fearful when I heard that she won POV that she would take off Zach instead of herself. I was like, please don't. Please play for yourself. And she definitely is. So I was definitely happy about that. So then Sarah nominated Pilar in Ashley's place, thus ensuring that Zach wouldn't have an extra vote to stay, because, I mean, she's not an idiot, as they tried very hard to convince. I don't think sending Peely was the best choice to sort of throw that pitch to Sarah. I love her, and I will still stand by the fact that I think she is definitely a lot smarter than she came off, and she knew a lot more than what people gave her credit for. But as far as like kind of conveying that to people, sometimes she has a bit of trouble with that, which is okay. She is so sweet and so adorable, and I adored her, honestly, truly. I truly mean that. I'm following her fan account, whatever, on Twitter right now as it is. Like, I look forward to hopefully being able to talk with her. I always love being able to talk with past Big Brother contestants and stuff, because I always just interesting to hear their thoughts and everything. And she seems really sweet and super adorable and nice that I would just love to be able to. Anyhow, Zach was evicted, which I was happy about in the sense because he became this sort of arrogant person that I didn't really like anymore. And that was kind of disappointing me because he was definitely one of my favorites in the beginning. I was definitely rooting for him, and honestly, if he had escaped this eviction, I would have still wanted him to win regardless of this arrogance, because he'd been playing the best game. He had been this strong physical competitor that no one was targeting for whatever reason. He had an impeccable social game for the longest time, and then I don't really know what happened. I think he kind of just stopped trying to work every side of the house until he realized that, shit, I'm on the block, it's a little late for that, and so, yeah, I mean, I feel bad for him in a sense, but what can you do? I don't really think it was karma, like my favorite Peter said on the sideshow, but, I mean, he can insult Peter's moves all he wants, but he put up his best friend in the house on the block and then didn't take him off the block and got his best friend evicted. I think things could have been a heck of a lot different for Zach if Jordan were still there with him. It would have been interesting to see how the season goes had Zach actually gone through with that plan and kept Jordan. Although that double eviction was, or that blind side, I guess, was pretty fantastic. So, debate. Anyways, so then we had our next double eviction, which Brittany won the HOH, which I was super excited for. Then she nominated Ashley and Pilar, which made sense. And then again, this girl, she is unstoppable. Like, hot damn, Ashley. You get it, girl. She wins that POV. Honestly, it could have been Pilar's had she just not sat there struggling a little bit more. Like, give it a minute, obviously, try to get it, out, whatever. But when you're struggling there for like a minute, 30 seconds even, and you can't get it out, like, just go back, get more oil, fill it up more, and then she would have had it. But instead, Ashley ended up doing that, and then she had it. So it was good for her. And then she obviously, after Ashley took herself off the block, Brittany's only choice was obviously Godfrey, since she's not going to put up Sarah, her closest ally in the house. So then when it's Pilar and Godfrey, all I'm thinking is, oh my god, Godfrey's going to go home, because why would they evict Pilar? I mean, as much as everybody adores Peely and we love Peely, she'd be pretty easy to beat in the end, and not exactly a comp threat, although to her, she has won tons of comps, and she came very close in that one. I just think her trying to convey to the jury why she should win, she might not be able to, but, I mean, having Kevin on her side, being able to sort of speak for her, she maybe could have won, so I was kind of interested to see what would have happened if Peely made it to the final two, honestly. Like, I know people are, like, totally, like, against that, whatever, don't think she deserves it, but if she could get there, I mean, she would deserve it just as much as anybody else, so there's so many things I like to live in an alternate sort of world and have the what if come to fruition. Anyways, so then I was obviously not surprised that Ashley voted to evict Godfrey, and then I was like, ooh, what's Sarah gonna do? Is she gonna get rid of Godfrey? Or is she gonna get rid of Pilar? And then she votes Pilar, so then it was tied, and Brittany had to break the tie, and then I figured, obviously, when Sarah voted Peely out, that Brittany would do the same, and Godfrey, again, the freaking eviction escape artist, lives another day. What? So, yeah, we have Peely going to the jury house along with Zach to be reunited with Kevin. I really hope that they continue to date and stay together because they're adorable. I don't care what you people say. Team Keeley or Kevlar. I think there's some debate going on about that. I didn't watch the video or read whatever. I just saw the link on Facebook. I didn't click it though. Anyways. So yeah, we're on to this week. Yesterday's episode, we find out who won HOH, and that was my girl Sarah, which I'm so excited for. That means she's guaranteed a spot in Final 3, which is awesome. And then she obviously nominated both Godfrey and Ashley, because again, she's not going to nominate Brittany. But really, this week is all about, winning the HOH, so you're set in Final 3, and then winning the PO, and then whoever wins the POV basically gets to decide who leaves. Unless, of course, you're Sarah, then you get to pick who decides who leaves. So, anyways, so this is where I'll get into the spoiler territory. If you don't want to find out what happens tonight until tonight, then feel free to, click out for a little bit. Or not. Stay. So Ashley wins the POV, which, I mean, damn girl. Like damn. Damn. What is this? 3 in a row? Like, what? What? Second coming of Jillian? Like, what is happening here? So yeah, now it was originally, as soon as I found out, I was like, okay, great. So now it's going to be Ashley, Godfrey, and Sarah in the Final 3, because why would she keep Brittany in there? Because Brittany is, obviously going to take Sarah, and Sarah's obviously going to take Brittany. So if she wants to get to the Final 3, honestly, her best bet is to get rid of Brittany. But during Sunday's episode, just hearing them talk, the 3 girls talk about Godfrey and how big a competition he is, and talking about his game, finally, I feel like they're finally realizing that he's been right in the middle and kind of been everyone's friend on everyone's side, and yet not really having to do anything. So, and how great he is at speeches. I mean, I would like to think that she would just vote out Brittany for the essential to split up the pair. But then again, she puts Brittany on the jury. That's a guaranteed vote for Sarah. So, I don't even know. I thought I knew for sure. I mean, I'm still thinking that she'll get rid of Brittany, but it's like I'm at an 80-20 or like a 70-30. Like, being sure that she's going to get rid of Britt and not get rid of Godfrey. So, whereas before I was like 99.9, like, I didn't think there was kind of any shot for a Sarah and Brittany Final 2, but with this game, you never know, and if anyone can convince that girl to do it, it could be those 2 girls, but again, it could be Godfrey. Godfrey's good too. I don't know. I don't. It's a little crazy. So yeah, tonight, I guess we'll find out who gets evicted ultimately. That's crazy, and then we'll have our Final 3 for the 2-hour finale on Wednesday. Oh, I can't believe this is almost over, but luckily, we get about a month kind of break, and then we get Big Brother Season 17 for the US, which I will obviously be continuing my diary rooms for. So excited. Okay. Anyways, so basically, now we're looking at a Final 3 that has both Sarah and Ashley. So it's just a matter of whether it's going to be Brittany or Godfrey. And I've been going through kind of possible jury votes, and I mean, I honestly think that this is Sarah's game to win. I think once Bruno calms it down, stops being bitter, he would honestly vote for Sarah above anybody else, unless she's against Godfrey, maybe? See, I don't know. I don't know if, the former, because Ashley was sort of aligned kind of with everybody that's potentially in the jury. You have Jordan, who is in her Diaper Alliance. You have Bobby and Bruno, who are both in the Chop Shop. You have Kevin, who is also in the Diaper Alliance. Willow, who is in the Chop Shop. And then you have Zach and Peely, who are both in the Chop Shop, or Diaper Alliance. Zach in the Chop Shop and Diaper Alliance. And Then you'd have either Godfrey and Sarah or Brittany, or you'll have two of those three at that point. So basically, for Sarah and Brittany, I don't see them voting for Ashley if either of them are with Ashley in the final two, because they would vote for each other to win. Sarah would vote for Brittany. Brittany would vote for Sarah, hands down. I know that. The votes that I know for sure, without a doubt, that Ashley would have, no matter who she's up against in final two, would be both Zach and Peely. I want to say maybe she would have Kevin's too, but because I know how Kevin thinks strategically and has kind of a better sort of strategic sense of the game, as well as Jordan, I don't think that she would necessarily have both of them. I don't think that she would have Cindy's vote. Because I could just see Cindy voting for either Godfrey, Sarah, Brittany, since they were all in alliance together. I don't think that it's possible for her to get Cindy's at all. And Godfrey, who knows who he would vote for, honestly. I'm sitting here like, he'd vote for Brittany, I guess, because Brittany saved him so much. I don't know if he'd vote for Sarah or if he'd vote for Ashley. If it was Sarah, Ashley final two. If it was Ashley, Brittany final two, I think he would vote for Brittany. But again, that guy is such a wild card, honestly. I still don't know where his head's at. We're final four. Like, I don't even know anymore. So then, let's see. Sarah, I think she could potentially get, no matter who she's against, I think she for sure would have, she'd for sure have Brittany's if Brittany's there. I think she'd for sure have Ashley's if she's there. And I think she would for sure have Cindy's, hands down, without a doubt. And I think that she would have Willow's once she explains to Willow exactly what happened, if Willow doesn't know. And apologizes to her and everything. I really do think that Willow will vote for Sarah, no matter who Sarah's up against. I just do. So, but I could see Jordan and Bruno both voting for Sarah. Bruno, if he lets that bitterness go, like I mentioned earlier. And then by getting Bruno's vote, I feel like she could get Bobby's vote too. Kevin, again, strategic player. I could see him voting for Sarah. And then she could get Zach and Peely's vote as long as she's not against Ashley. Okay. So then we have... Sorry about that. If you noticed that my screen kind of went black for a second because it's on the timer and I wasn't moving the mouse. And then if we had Godfrey, I could see him getting Sarah and Brittany's if they're there. And potentially Kevin's, and then potentially other people. It's just so hard to figure out where he stands for me. I feel like as someone that's generally so in tune with this game, so in tune with people, I don't even know about him. That, like, give this man the $100,000. I don't even know, like, And then votes for Brittany. Obviously, I think she'd for sure have Sarah's. And then depending on who she's up against, she could potentially make a case for the other people. But my only worry about Brittany is that I felt like most of the time, I mentioned this in my Rob Has a Podcast video as well, is that most of Brittany's amazing gameplay and that she was actually there and actually doing amazingly was when she's in power. When she's not in power, I feel like she doesn't know what to do. Whereas Sarah, I feel like, was always strong socially, strategically, always constantly playing, always, having manipulation, sort of figuring everything out all the time. Whereas Brittany would do that, yes, for sure, hands down, when she was in power. But when she wasn't, I didn't quite understand where that social strategic game went. And that's just trying to find little nitpicky things for me to say something, because for the first time in a long time, I feel like any of these four winning, I'd be totally fine with. And that's really bizarre. Ashley, the only thing I could just... I feel like I never got to see her truly play until this last little bit of the game. she's done really well aligning herself with all these people, having all these sort of, other targets in front of her and everything, and, staying true to her alliance with Zach, and, being good with Peely and Kevin and everybody, and sort of just kind of aligning with essentially almost everyone in that jury. I mean, I can't deny that sort of social aspect of the game. I don't know what she's done really strategically. Maybe if she could explain that in the final 2, I could get it a bit more. I don't really get a lot of her sort of strategic gameplay, which is kind of one of the main things that I look for, which is why I'm not necessarily rooting for her, but I'm definitely not rooting against her. I'm not rooting against any of these people. Please know that. I'm just trying to find little things to kind of pick apart in all of their games. Godfrey, again, he rode the middle, didn't really have any true allegiance, so I don't know if everybody would vote for him. I want him to win. I do. I think he's an amazing character. I think he played brilliantly, sort of. I mean, at one point he said he was going to target Zach. Zach had him as a target, and then all of a sudden, what happened? He just didn't. And, genius. And this guy, he just had these brilliant power veto speeches and, had been in the center of all these big moves happening and just constantly never being evicted. I mean, that says something too. But then again, it also says something where he had no true allies. So, if he's with these other people that all have had true allies, that all have had and made true alliances, who's going to vote for him? That's the only thing. But then again, he could pull out some amazing speech and just blow everyone's minds. So, I don't even know. And then we have Sarah, who, is my personal favorite. But again, she had very emotional moments. She had heated arguments with Bobby, or not Bobby, Bruno. And therefore, I believe that Bobby's vote would be in line with Bruno's, essentially. But yeah, she was kind of a very emotional player, had very emotional moments at times, and I feel like that could work against her. But I believe it is her game to lose at this point, depending on how this final HOH goes and everything. I wish I could say more, no more, whatever. They all have little flaws in their game that it just all depends on kind of what the jury member is looking for as far as their vote, who they're, what other jury members are their influence, what the potential final 2 person could say to get their vote. That's what I look forward to, seeing what they say in their final pleas, seeing what kind of goes down from there. And then also, because there's an even number of jury members, if Canada's getting vote, if that picture meant anything that they posted on Twitter / on their blog, if, each house guest gets to nullify a vote, and then Canada gets to nullify a vote, something like that. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would suck, being kept in jury only to have, your vote basically mean nothing. So, I don't know if there's some other sort of thing that's going on with that, or if Canada just gets a vote. I'm assuming we'll find out tonight, because if not, what? But yeah, sorry this video went on for so long. I just had a ton to talk about, ton to kind of get through, my opinions on the final 4, and kind of how I feel votes will go, whatever. So yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I should have my next video up Friday at the absolute latest. Yeah. So, and then I will also link the Rob Has a Podcast video in the description box below for you to watch and check out. It's really interesting to kind of hear Spencer's opinions on the final 4 and whatnot. So yeah, definitely go check that out. And yeah, I will see you guys all later. Please follow me on Twitter as well. It's at sbauer17. That's SBAUER17. There'll also be a link below for you. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys all later. Bye.